Welcome back, guys. Yes, lads. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. It is the EPL Unbiased Show, episode 2. I didn't know we could make it this far, but we have, and who says we can? Episode 2, EPL Unbiased Show, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and a couple of other big teams to discuss, all Premier League action to discuss match day 16. Where do we go from here? Another win for Arsenal, another week where Chelsea are crumbling, another win, another slight win for Manchester United. Manchester City are out of action. They didn't play, basically, courtesy of COVID-19. We shall discuss those things, and we see smash a like on the video. Don't make no mistake. A like is much appreciated, and it helps me grow faster. So a like is much appreciated. Smash a like on the video. Yeah, smash a like on the video and let us get the party started. Where do we start? It's the Emirates Stadium, and we have a couple of things to talk about. If you are an Arsenal fan, we have a couple of things to talk about, especially if you know that we have won our second game in a row, beating Chelsea and then beating Brighton. Now, both of them were not easy wins. I have to accept. Both of them were not easy wins. Games that almost killed us. Yeah, almost killed us. But what does that, what does this mean for us, on the table? Does it actually take us anywhere closer to the top 10? Does it take us closer to the the sky, or does it leave us closer to the ground, to the bottom, to relegation? Yeah, it was a wonderful game, I should say. Very open. Couple of chances for Arsenal, a couple of chances for Brighton. Either way, if you were, if you had taken your chances, you would win the game. And I blame Brighton for not winning this game. I still blame them for not getting a point because they didn't take their chances. They had moments in that game they were a little bit rampant. They should have punished us when they had the opportunity. They didn't. When we came back in the second half, we were the better side. We had to punish them. And yes, we did. 1-0, Alexander Lacazette, super sub. Make no mistake. Give him the credit he deserves, because I think he has been absolutely wonderful in that game. Very, very wonderful. Gets that chance as he enters the 18 yards box and carves it just in the corner. The goalkeeper absolutely no chance. Make no mistake, it is Bukayo Saka's brilliance that causes that goal for us now. And where does it take us on the table? That is where things are going to be more interesting. Yeah. So look at this game, Arsenal against Brighton, 66 minutes. Alexander Lacazette comes on, and in the 66th minute again, he scores barely a minute when he's on the pitch. That was what really intrigued me. But let us look at the statistics in this one. Arsenal had 11 shots on goal. Brighton had 13. They had 2 shots on target. We had 3. Possession, we had a 51%. They had a 49%. So you could see it was kind of a balanced game. It wasn't an all Arsenal affair, and it wasn't an all Brighton affair. It was on, I should say, it was on an all Brighton affair in the last 30 minutes of the first half, and it was an all Arsenal affair in the first 30 minutes of the second half. Then Brighton came back in that game. Then they started pressing. They started causing trouble. Neil Maupay, Solimarch, Lamptey, Bissouma. They tried to press us against the wall, applied some pressure, but that was not enough. The win was still ours. The passes completed 449. Oh, what did I say? 491 passes for Brighton, and Arsenal had 511 passes. Passing accuracy was 85 for Arsenal and 82 for Brighton. The fouls made, Arsenal had 4 fouls made, 11 fouls for Brighton, 2 yellow cards for the damn Brighton. We never had a yellow card. We never had a red card in the game. Offsides, we were never offside. They were never offside. We had 4 corners. They had 5. So that means, look, this game really shows you that, it was a close contest. Yeah. It was a really, really, really big close contest. And I think many Arsenal fans are really going to tell me, look, Kosi, this game was a hard one. Yeah. Because when you look at these statistics, it doesn't show anywhere It really doesn't show anywhere that we were close to win it. But make no mistake, we win it and we go very, 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 very slightly above the position where we were. Look, we are now 13th from 15th. We are 13th, but make no mistake, Newcastle have not yet played. They have a game in hand. They have 2 games in hand because they have played 14 games. Crystal Palace are below us now with 16 games played. Wolverhampton Wanderers are 1 point ahead of us. Make no mistake, West Ham and Southampton are also very close. Manchester City, with 2 games in hand, is also very close. Tottenham Hotspur, who didn't play because of COVID-19 issues, are also very close in range. Chelsea are very close in range, as well as Aston Villa, who are 5th. You know, it's quite interesting, but I want to say this. We are 6 points off the 5th position in the Premier League. Wow. We have suffered all this, time, but yet we are still in range. Yeah. I don't want to talk about the top 4 because that may not be our concern. It's not our business. It is gang business for the big boys who can spend some money and get in some serious coaches. But for us, we can talk about top 5. That is a little bit fair for us. So that win really meant a lot. And I hope I can get on an Arsenal fan just to analyze this game with them. I just hope I can get in an Arsenal fan, one like this, whether it's Glenn or Binu or whoever it is, just one Arsenal fan like this to analyze this game with them. It was a game where I thought Arsenal would not win. I'm telling you for a matter of fact, it was a game where I thought Arsenal would not win. I thought we were going to probably crumble with a draw. It was Brighton is not so easy, especially away from home. Brighton is one hard team to crack. But finally, we get that hard fought for win. Yeah, we get that hard fought for win. Brilliant result. Just want to get reason with an Arsenal fan and see what they think. Because here I'm talking about I'm a presenter of the Unbiased show. Binu.
Yeah, Jose.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Honestly, against Brighton, Arsenal did survive because Brighton were the better team in the first half. If they had scored or taken their chances at halftime, the game should have changed. Do you believe Arsenal were lucky to walk away with 3 points? Do you believe Brighton deserved the point in that game?
In first half, it was like both of the teams should deserve a draw, like each 1 point, I would say. Then in the second half, because like Brighton played better, but in the second half when we played better team, second half. So like from there, and if you don't finish the chances, then it will be a loss for the team if you don't finish the chances. So like you can see like how Leeds, because Leeds was Arsenal. Remember last time, like they almost like had 25 shots on target, 25 shots, 10 shots on target, and none of them they could finish, and it cost them 3 points, and they just barely got 1 point, and we survived that. So like if you can't finish the chances, then I don't think like you can deserve to get a 3 points. So like so we were clinical. So Aubameyang didn't score the sitter. But end of the day, like we need the 3 points, because if we didn't get the 3 points, then the Chelsea game means nothing. The Chelsea 3-1 was nothing in that. It was everyone will tell it's like a one-off game, and which is true. So like so we needed this win, even if it's like performance if we're not that good, but at least we got the goal and we got the 3 points, because these 3 points is valuable for our future matches. Upcoming matches.
You have West Brom coming up in your next in line, and then Newcastle. Do you think you will win that game? Do you think you'll beat West Brom? They're a little bit tricky because right now they have Big Sam Allardyce in line, and you think Allardyce, Arsenal, the two are really opposite poles. Do you think you'll beat them?
Personally, first of all, like I have a little doubt about that game, because the thing is like West Brom this season, drew against Man City, drew against Liverpool, just barely lost against United by one goal, and which was other team? Mm, yeah, with Chelsea they drew 3-3, which they should have won, and they bottled the 3 goals lead against West Brom versus Chelsea game. And Tottenham also it was like one goal off. So like they play very well against big teams. But the thing was that the manager was Slaven Bilic. But now it's like Big Sam, and Big Sam got a draw against Liverpool. And if we want to win that match, if we are winning that match, we have to score at least 2 goals. Because if we just score 1 goal and just sit back, he will do counter attack. Because you remember the last time like they played against Liverpool. Liverpool scored 1 goal when Mane scored it. Then they tried again to score, but they couldn't score, and this West Brom took the chance, and they finally drew the game. So Big Sam knows, like if we are just 1-0 till the 80th minute, even till the 90th minute, we can't be sure like we will win because they will somehow do the counter attack and score the goal. So we had to at least score 2 goals in order to keep it safe.
All right. Have a couple of people on. Relentless is on. HJ90 is on. Please make sure you check out his channel and you subscribe. That means a lot. It really means a lot. We try to support each other. Though, I want to cross down to HJ and Relentless about the Brighton game. It looked like another piece of improved play from Arsenal, especially in the second half. A piece of hope to cling on to as we go forward against West Brom and as we go forward against Newcastle, which should be winnable fixtures if Arsenal need to get a winning run. HJ, do you think, because against Chelsea we thought maybe it was a coincidence, Brighton, was that win by coincidence, or you think Arsenal is actually back?
I think we have to give it more time because some of these players over the years, they've proven that, they can be good for 1 or 2 weeks, but then they go back to being really bad. Like they've been very inconsistent. These same players through Wenger, through Emery, now through Arteta. So I think you have to take it one step at a time. The Chelsea game was first of it, and then the Brighton game, the first half I thought was terrible. One of the worst first halves I've seen ever, like in this season. And the second half I thought we improved greatly, and that's why we got the goal. And the substitution, fair play to Arteta. I'll give him praise where I can give him praise, and the substitution did well. My question would be, why didn't Lacazette start? What did Aubameyang do to guarantee him the start? That's the thing. I think he needs to be benched. He needs to work for his place. And yeah.
Exactly. Nathan, he talks about the inconsistency in the Arsenal side, and trust me, we have already seen some players go back to being very, very inconsistent. I think Bellerin was not having the Chelsea game, those moments that you people were talking about, they were not there. I think Granit Xhaka and Mohamed El Neni, the brilliance was washed away, like really, really washed away. Do you think we are yet to see another poor performance from Arsenal, this season, just because that is the nature of the quality we have in the squad?
Like I said yesterday, let's not get too carried away because we know what these players can do. They can easily just down tools out of nowhere. So I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. About like I forgot the question you asked. What was the question again?
Because it just said, most of our players are really inconsistent, and of course I do agree with him. The inconsistency in the club is highly affecting the club. Do you think we are going to see very, very bad performances in the future, despite the fact that we have started winning some games? Do you think these players are going to drop it again and start losing games?
Yeah, of course they're going to drop it. Of course they're going to start dropping in crap performances again, bro. Like these players, man, like first of all, some of them are not even good enough. And like for me, I'm not gonna get too gassed over these like 2 wins because I know that Arteta, like he didn't have the players that he really wanted to pick, like Willian, Luis, what's the other guy's name? like he had to choose the young kids because the other people they were like injured or had COVID or so I'm not gonna get too gassed over it.
Yeah. Okay. My main concern today is about Manchester United and Chelsea.
The PE
Looks
teacher gets lucky again. I swear to God, these guys
United
have
got
like,
lucky. Yeah, United got lucky, and I
bro,
want to
they have like
discuss United.
some. They got like some juju. I don't know what it is. Like some juju. I don't know what they do, man. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I swear, man.
So United, actually, let's start with United. United won against Wolves 1-0 in the 90s. An own goal from size, which I think was a little bit unfair. You know, the unfair bit of luck. I think Wolves deserved a point. They did deserve a point, and they played so well. I think my only problem with them is they let Manchester United do their thing, run around, exploit the spaces, and they failed to punish United when they should have punished them. So United go away with a win, but they are now second on the Premier League table, just 2 points behind Liverpool, same amount of games played. Yeah. So do you think United can maintain this pace? Because we have seen clubs like Tottenham this season fall off the radar. Do you think United can maintain this pace and probably, give Liverpool a run for their money, on the title?
Because are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I think they can. I think they can. Because you see Manchester United, it's not tactics that makes them great. It's just good vibes. It's good vibes. It's not tactics. I'm telling you. So as long as they keep the good vibes, I think they can go far. I don't think they're gonna win it, but I think they're gonna push Liverpool. But I think Liverpool have like a proper manager, and I think that'll be the difference. I think City are finished, bro. I mean, I think City, they're obviously a good team, but I think they're finished second. But I still think like they might finish. I don't even think they finished second. I feel like City, they can easily just start dropping dropping points left, right, and center because that's what they do. Like ever since Arsenal fans would say, "Oh, it's because of Arteta," but yeah, I just think they just get unlucky and they just. I mean, they kind of changed up their approach this season, but I also feel like they're not good enough to really go head to head with Liverpool. And they're not good enough to go head to head. So I think Man United will push them a little bit, but like the last maybe 7 games of the season, you really start to see like Liverpool start to pull away with it. But I think Man United can actually challenge. But if Man United had a better manager, like maybe like Pochettino or something, then I'll be like, yeah, they can go ahead and win it. But nah, they got the PE teacher in charge, Mr. Freestyle. He's a freestyle merchant. I don't trust him, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't trust him, but Razak, how are you doing?
Good evening, I'm fine.
Yeah. You're an Arsenal fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up. Welcome to the Unbiased show where we talk about all the clubs, in the Premier League, especially those that really need to be talked about. What do you think about Manchester United, in your opinion? They should be our rivals as Arsenal, but we have dropped in the ranks, so I don't see them as our big rivals this season. They are in a different kind of competition. In the league, we are also in a different kind of competition, probably, with West Ham, Southampton, Everton to fight for top 4, and to fight for top 6. For them, they will be fighting for top 4. Are they top 4 challengers? Are they title challengers in your opinion?
Well, all I would say is they're in a good time, they're in a good form. You can see Marcus Rashford doing his best for the club. I can see that in a title race, yes. They are 2 points behind Liverpool, the leaders. I can see them in a title race, yeah.
Title race.
Yes.
And do you think they can win the title? Do they have the ability to win the title?
Oh, well, they have the ability to win the title, but when you have a team like Liverpool atop the table, it's difficult for them to win the title.
Difficult for them to win the title.
Because Liverpool is a team who are so conscious of what they are doing. But United, United they have the capability of winning the title, but they can't. I don't see them winning the title.
Okay. Bino, what do you think? They beat Wolves. I mean, Wolves is quite stubborn, and I believe Wolves should have got a point, but they beat Wolves. A win is a win. Does that really show us how resilient they are and how determined they are this season? Probably to the title challenge.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, go on,
Who you are asking?
Binu. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like the thing is like in the United, before they didn't have a consistency, so now they have it. But the thing is like I'm not sure because the manager like when it comes to the games like which is really important, like he used to bottle it because like remember like he bottled three semifinals like in FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and like now in Europa League, and now this season like he bottled the UCL, which but I can say because it's they had the toughest group in my opinion. But the thing is like they could have easily got into the round of 16 if they have won against Istanbul. So the thing is like the consistency matters because there are some of the players who doesn't have the consistency. For example, like Martial, then even Rashford sometimes. But I'm not saying at least Rashford is a great player in my opinion. But the thing is like some of the players, even Maguire, they are not consistent. So that's what is worrying me because like if they are winning against like these teams and only to lose against a lower team by 1-0 or 2-0, that doesn't means as a consistency because if they want to really be in the title challenge, they should have that mentality. And if Bruno Fernandes gets injured, then it's like a big miss for them. Because yes, they have Van de Beek, but they don't have the mentality. Because like Bruno, everyone says like Bruno gives to the goals and assist contribution, but the main thing is giving is the mentality and the winning mentality, and that he has it. So that's the main important figure because he's the most mentality guy I can see in the United. And if he gets injured, okay, Van de Beek can play. I do love Van de Beek. I would love him if he was an Arsenal player. But the thing is, like, he can do the job, but I don't think he will can do the mentality for the other teams for the team. So it's a little difficult one, in my opinion. At least I have to wait for at least 10 more games. I have to see the game against Liverpool because they have to face Liverpool on January 17th. So I have to see if that match goes like if United wins that one, then I can believe that they are going for it. If they don't win it, or like if they draw or like they don't win it, then I can't see like they're doing it. But still, like I will say, like they are definitely in the title challenge. But I'm not saying like they will win it. And remember, like last time, like when everyone hyped about Spurs, like can potentially win the league or challenge the league, and when they faced Liverpool and they lost, they completely lost that mentality, and now they are drawing the games. Now they are losing the points. Now they have just one win in 6. So that's what the mentality and the consistency matters.
There are two other teams I want to speak about.
Listen, Man United. Man United. Yeah. Let me tell you something about Man United. I'm telling you, you see how teams have a style to play. You see how like Man City had like the tiki taka, Liverpool had the gegenpress, Arsenal have the Brexit football, and Manchester United they got Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes gets injured, they're dead. They're absolutely finished, bro. Yeah. If Bruno Fernandes gets injured, like basically their style of play is just it's Inshallah FC, bro. Inshallah FC. That's what they do. It's just Bruno Fernandes and Inshallah. If he gets injured, that's them done. So when I said that they can challenge, I said they can challenge with Bruno. They can challenge with Bruno. But if Bruno gets injured or something happens to him, then they're finished, bro. They're done.
Yeah, and I'm mostly always depending upon the individual brilliance of the players. I can't see like a teamwork happening. Yes, counter-attacking is there, but the thing is like it's mainly depending upon the individual brilliance from Rashford, from Bruno, from Van de Beek. So like that's what like if any of their key players gets injured, mainly if Bruno gets injured, then I think that's the end of it.
Yeah, you know what I think about Manchester United. I think of them as a club that is going to be inconsistent throughout the season. They can have 10 wins consecutively, and they'll have 3 or 4 games as on a bad run. They drop out of top four. They come back, but eventually they'll finish top four. I don't see them as title contenders. They have not yet suffered injuries like it's a Liverpool, like it's a Chelsea, like we say a Thomas Partey at Arsenal. So probably when that time comes and they suffer injuries, I just want to see how they're gonna they're gonna cope up. Probably if they have a Marcus Rashford injured and I don't want to say Bruno because everybody thinks they run on Bruno, but if they have Marcus Rashford injured or Edson Cavani, just those 2 players, I want to see how they will cope up. I just want to see how they'll cope up, and probably then the real test will come. But for now, I think they are doing well. I want us to cross over to Chelsea and Aston Villa, 2 clubs that are worth a discussion. I'll start with Villa. Villa, this season, who doesn't know what they have done? They have destroyed Arsenal. They destroyed Liverpool. They grabbed a point against Chelsea, and they put Lampard's job at stake. But just want to ask myself and ask you guys, what is Villa up to? I mean, how do you rate Villa this season? Are they a club that we are gonna see like are they Sheffield like Sheffield United last season? They're gonna keep around there, top 6, top 7. Are they top 4 contenders? Because they did some good business in the summer. They kept Grealish. They had Oli Watkins in, Barkley in. So it looks like they did some good business. They were almost getting relegated last season, and we have seen clubs that are surviving relegation the next season, like Leicester City did it for us. I mean, they won the league. So I'll start with Mose. Mose, what do you think about Aston Villa this season? They have a decent squad. They look good on paper, even on the pitch. Are they a club to be frightened of?
I would say first of all, you don't need to be frightened of Aston Villa, but I would compliment them. They're a very good team, and what I can see, what their manager is actually doing is actually building the team around Jack Grealish, because that's their main man. So he's building the team around Grealish, and they just pick up from where they left at the end of last season. Because so they stay in the league, and they just from there they just kind of I don't think. Well, if they're gonna finish, I'll probably say maybe they might finish in the Europa League highest. They're not gonna finish in anywhere near top 4, so they'll probably end up in the Europa League. And yeah, and if you look at them last season, when they get all those new player in, it takes them the whole season for those players to kind of blend together. So when that team now blend together, now that's why they're playing well this season. So, well, I will be very surprised if they finish in the Champions League, but Europa League, I won't be surprised at all. Hello, Kazi. I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Kazi.
Can't hear you, bro.
Let me look at. Okay, am I
Yeah,
back?
yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, I would be disappointed, surprised if Aston Villa finished up among top 4. But
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
if you look at the kind of business they did and the way they have set out this season, probably you give them a benefit of the doubt. Although they are not among the best teams in the best 4 teams, but I think they have earned it. If they go to the Champions League, they have earned it this season.
Well, if they go to the Champions League, well, to be honest, I don't think they will really do well there. But I'm not dishing Aston Villa, but I will be honest, they won't finish in Champions League. But remember this, they still got the big teams to play still, but they beat some of the big teams which we saw, but I don't see them finishing in Champions League at all. Yeah, and remember, man, I still say I'm still sticking to my prediction. Liverpool win the league, Manchester City finish second, then probably Manchester United finish third. Then the fourth place will kind of be a battle to see who is going to finish in the fourth place. Really,
It's really gonna be a big battle unless
Mhm.
unless clubs do fail. Dinero, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What are your honest opinions on Aston Villa?
It's kind of similar to Mosey's one, Matt, because Aston Villa, they remind me of like an old version of Everton,
Mm,
like a team that's reliable but not like amazing.
mm,
Like they're a team that probably would stay in the top 8, top 10, probably get Europa. I think this season they were smart to get Ross Barkley in the team. I think him and Grealish blended well. Like you could see that he's another outlet for the team. John McGinn, Baller. They've been smart with what they've been doing with the transfer, but yeah, they don't seem a team that will. I don't know. That's got the squad that for Champions League team, but like a Europa on a one way, yeah, 100, like top 10 Europa around there. Those areas I
top
see them
10.
doing their
Okay.
thing.
If you ask me which is the most underrated side in the Premier League right now, I'll go for Aston Villa, and because I think whatever they have this season, they have
Yeah.
earned it.
Why did you go for Aston Villa, the most underrated team?
Because I think most people look at it like that club that is going to fall out of their run anytime
Mm.
soon. Like they
Yeah,
think,
but most people
think they're
sorry
there.
to cut you short. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will give you an example. If you go back when Arsenal play Manchester United, when what Arsenal did is they know that Bruno Fernandes is the main man, right?
Mm.
They nullify Bruno Fernandes out of that game. That's why you guys are saying earlier, if Bruno Fernandes get injured, then Man United will struggle, right?
Mm.
Arsenal nullified Bruno Fernandes out of the game completely. That's why they can't do anything. Look at what he did yesterday in the 93rd minute. He just he find Marcus Rashford with that long range pass, and Rashford just finished it, right? Then look at Aston Villa as well, right? What is it going to what are they going to feel like if Grealish get injured? It will probably be the same. You
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
I want to say I would want to say that, but if you look at the way Villa play, I think they are still capable of picking up a few points with Grealish out. I don't think they will become as vulnerable
No, no,
as
no, no,
United.
no, no,
Yeah, they
no.
will,
Every,
because the team is actually built around Grealish.
I
That
know,
is
yes,
I
that's
know,
the thing.
everything,
I know.
Listen,
Yeah.
everything that happens, everything positive that happens with Villa comes through Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
If Jack
Okay.
Grealish drops a stinker, if he drops a 2 out of 10, they're not winning the game. They got good players, but if he doesn't perform, they're not winning the game. Oh yeah, Kosi, there's somebody in the chat who's trying to get him GH or something.
I see what you're saying though, but like, 'cause, yeah, I think you guys are right in terms of like if Jack Grealish drops out, then they're in trouble. Because obviously if he has a stinker and the team's built around them, but they're like what they did in the summer, I think was really good business, smart business because it used to be just Jack Grealish last season, but now they've got
Yeah,
Barkley
exactly.
as
That's
well.
yeah. They have Barkley. They have. I think. Yeah.
What's his name? John
Matty Cash.
McGinn is stepping up, and
Yo, John McGinn is a baller, bro.
Joe
exactly
McGinn.
like they've got some.
He's
They've
an
got
underrated player.
some. Yeah, they've got some underrated players there, and I think you're right. They can grind out points with those players without Grealish. So it's I think from both ends, both right, but like it's interesting to see what they will do this season.
Like they
Yeah.
have signed some players. Like see, example like this, they bought our goalkeeper, and look at their
Yeah.
defense now. Like at least they stabilized the defense, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
bought a right back, Matty Cash. I think he's a brilliant bowler in my opinion. Then they
He's a
bought
good right back.
Barkley. Then
You just
Oli
saw some.
Watkins for a striker who can score goals. Yeah, it's pretty much it's
You
like a
just saw.
decent.
You reminded me, yeah, because they also got Martinez as well.
They also
Yeah,
got
Our
Bertrand.
goalkeeper.
They also got Bertrand Traore from Leon. He's a decent player.
exactly.
He's a decent winger.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I think
true,
they have
true.
right, so
they
yeah.
actually have a they actually have a decent squad. Most people will underrate them. Like I said, they are the most underrated for me. Everybody thinks they're gonna fall out at some point in time. They're gonna lose it at some point in time. When Southampton was up there, everybody was like, "Oh, Southampton is a big threat." When Everton was up there, everybody was like, "Oh, Everton is gonna qualify for Aston Villa." Nobody thinks like that. Everybody thinks, no, they're there for some time. They'll crumble. I think they're just underrated, but they are good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
mad.
you know
I
I
agree.
actually got a start. I got a start for you. Yeah, Aston
Yeah.
Villa game with Grealish and without Grealish. If Aston Villa is playing with Grealish, their winning rate percentage is 41%. That's their winning rate. Without
Yeah. What about
Grealish, it
without?
drop
Yeah.
it
What about
drop all
without?
the way to 15%.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
but sometimes
that is
stats are
making a
good.
lot of
Right.
Stats are good, but
15,
like
bro. Listen,
what's
Jackie Grealish, man. He's the
when
most underrated baller in the league, man.
yeah.
He's the best baller in the
They
league. The
underrate the
best
guy.
one.
He's a very
Best
good player.
player.
That guy.
yeah, that's true. He did good, but but look at
G-
last year though. You
G-
gotta look at last year. They
G-
also struggled.
GH says Grealish is the most underrated bowler in the league.
He
GH, just
is.
elaborate on that.
He's very underrated. I agree with him. He's very, very underrated. But one thing is, you wait for Manchester City to come for this guy, and you go and see what he's going to do in
He'll
that
fade
Manchester
away
City
like
team.
Mahrez. Mahrez faded
Huh?
away over City.
I think
No,
he's ready for
But
he's ready
the
for
thing
I
different.
is,
think he won't get the free
Mahrez
roll.
is different though. Mahrez is
do you know?
completely different to Grealish. They both
Mahrez
play.
But
is a
I don't think he will get a free roll like how he's playing. See, like look at Maris in Leicester. Like he got a free roll. Like he play like anywhere he can roam and play. But the thing is, like Grealish, I don't think so. In particular in Pep system, I don't think so. He can get the free roll.
Yeah, I think
Grealish is the best player
when
in
it
world
goes to
football.
City,
Yeah.
when it goes to City, he's not the big man. At Aston Villa is the big man, and
No.
I think this really affects players, and it will affect
The
him.
fucking
He
mentality.
goes to City United. Yeah, yes, yes, GH.
Mentality. Will
He
will
plays
he
like
be?
me, man. He plays like me with the
Yeah.
But anyway,
You want
I
you
don't
know
know.
what to know with Grealish? You want to know something about Grealish? Yeah, is that this is why I rate him so highly because Grealish is not a winger. He's a number 10. He just gets stick
Yeah, he's
out.
the number 10.
He's a
Yeah.
number 10. But you see him, he just goes to show you don't need pace, man. If you look at Neymar, Neymar doesn't need pace. He just gets past people he just leaves people for dead.
Neymar
'Cause
has
he's so
pace
good.
though.
No, but Neymar doesn't need pace. Neymar's not rapid though. He doesn't need pace. He's so good on the ball, you can't get anywhere near him. Same thing with Jack Grealish. They protect the ball so well.
That's why
Same
he
thing
can
with
play at
Saka as well.
United. He could play on the left at United if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could, but for me, yeah, like I feel like he's better than Aston Villa, but maybe
Mm.
can he really do it at a big club? Because since he's so used to being the main man, like if Ashton, like I said, if he
Arsenal.
doesn't perform,
Yeah,
if
but
he
what?
doesn't,
Apparently, he's an
I
Arsenal
think he
supporter.
will definitely suit for us. He will definitely suit for us, in my opinion, because like he can get the free role and like yeah, because like we don't have any creativity, so I think he can definitely fit for us, in my opinion.
I
if
reckon
we're
Yeah,
talking,
any
if
team,
That's very
any
true.
team,
he
I
can
reckon
work
any
for
team Jack
Arsenal if he's
Grealish
good.
goes to, they will have to give him a free roll. Just do
Yeah,
what Jack Grealish does.
I don't think he.
immediately,
Immediately they ask this guy to stick to one area on the pitch,
I don't think
then
he
that
can
is
get.
when you're not going to see him again. Eh?
I
I
think
don't
he's
yeah,
an
think he can
Arsenal
get a free
supporter,
roll
ain't
at
he?
City.
nah, he's
Arsenal.
from
He's an
Brighton.
Arsenal supporter.
He's Villa through and through, bro. Villa and through. He just comments on the
Nah,
Saka's post a lot. He's
yeah,
Villa
I
through
heard
and through.
he's
Trust me.
He
nah,
came
If
because
he
through the
wasn't,
ranks.
if he wasn't a Villa fan, he wouldn't be there right now. Trust me.
Yeah.
no. He's an Arsenal supporter. I can't remember where I got it from.
You mean Jack Grealish?
No, you're
Yeah,
talking about James Madison. James Madison's an Arsenal supporter, not Grealish.
No, that's Madison.
you're
But
right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Grealish
that's
came
Madison.
You're
through
right.
the ranks in
Yeah,
Aston Villa.
Yeah, but
I
see with
Okay.
agree.
Grealish, yeah. Number one quick thing, you see with Grealish, yeah. If you want to talk about ability wise, teams outside the traditional top six, he's the best footballer in terms of the best, like outside of the top traditional top six. Yeah, because what this guy can do, yeah, like this, you can't really find a flaw in his game.
Like if you want to stick a foot, he can stick a foot. If you want to carry the ball, he can carry the ball. If you want to play number 10, he can play number 10. It's like this guy, yeah, he's so talented, man. But he's so underrated. But I think it's because he plays for Villa, and English. The English game. They want to see people. They don't want to see flamboyant people, like how he keeps his socks low. Like people don't want to see that. But for me, like in terms of ability, he's right up there with the best players. I think he's better than Sterling. I know that sounds controversial, but I think he's better than Sterling. He's clear of Sterling as a ability wise. He's clear of Sterling, bro.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
I think he actually better than most players in the Premier League that they rate highly so much. But
Of course, of course.
Actually, I wanted to ask, does he walk through? Does he walk straight into every Premier League side this season?
yes, I would say yes. But tell me which team in the Premier League Jack Grealish doesn't get into. He
Yeah,
goes to
true.
Liverpool, he walks straight into their team.
Probably Liverpool or Chelsea.
No, come
No,
on.
Liverpool he can fit in there. Liverpool he can fit in there because like if he's an attacking midfielder, like he can play in the cam role and
No,
like
yeah,
and he can,
I'm saying
yeah,
if they
Liverpool
have,
doesn't play him. Liverpool
if
doesn't play him.
if Liverpool is playing Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah, Thiago, Henderson, and Gigi Wijnaldum, I don't think he walks straight in. He would
Yeah, because it won't.
Yeah,
you will say that.
he would
You will
have to wait
say
for the
that
bench.
because they've already had exactly the same type of player that like a Jack Grealish player in their team already.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
maybe probably that is the reason why we find it difficult. But
I also think he might not work for Jose Mourinho at Tottenham.
Oh, of course.
why?
Yeah,
How?
because like he can't get the free role under Jose. Under Jose, he can't get the free role, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Jose
Like you can
Because
see, like in Ndombele. Ndombele is, I think he's a terrific bowler. I think he's a good player, but he's not getting that free role. Like when he's like moving the ball forward, like he can't express more of himself. So that's why, like, and he's sticking on Kane for more creativity.
yeah.
Bro, Josie would have Jack
but
Grealish playing at center back, bro. Fucking slide tackling somebody on the edge of the box, bro. You have him playing center back. Jose Mourinho would absolutely kill off Jack Grealish, bro. He needs
you
like an
know what?
attacking
No,
coach, bro.
I just found a picture.
I think Arsenal is the best fit for Jack Grealish because he can roam anywhere. He can get the free role. If a good manager or if Arteta is willing to give him the free role, I think he suits Arsenal perfectly for creativity, for scoring goals, and which Aubameyang can get the service. Then it can link up play with Saka. I think he's a perfect fit for Arsenal in my opinion.
Bro, Mikel will probably drop it from Willian. He drop it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Lads, the reason as to why we are talking about Grealish and Villa is because they drew 1-0 against Chelsea. I think look, Chelsea out of their last 5, they have one win against West Ham, and the rest no win. Pressure is mounting on Lampard day in day out. The last time we were here, we're still talking about Lampard and how Chelsea fans were calling for his head. Most of us said no. It's okay. But what is really hurting Chelsea? I'll start with GH. GH, what is the problem with Chelsea? They seem to have lost the winning rudder, and they seem very lost when you see when you see them on the pitch. They're quite disorganized. The chances they create are half chances. You can score, you cannot score. What's wrong with Chelsea in your opinion, if you have watched them play for some this season?
I'm not sure if it's there. GH, are you there?
Yeah, probably it's not there. Then I'll go to Dinero. Chelsea, our noisy neighbors. What's wrong with them?
Bruh. I just think, man, I don't think. I just think I don't know. They seem like they can't handle the pressure. Teams are on their necks. They can't beat a team that's above 13th. I just seems like they're not, as in like last season. They play the young boys and they're playing well. And I think these new recruits, I think there's so much pressure on them. In terms of how they invested so much money in them. I just think it's just to do with pressure. I don't know if Lampard can handle it. Really, I don't know what's going on there. Really, to be honest, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I think maybe probably their manager is not setting them up well. But
Yeah.
they have a very good run at some point, but all of a sudden they just kind of drop in form. Their striker,
Mm.
Timo Werner, is just not scoring goals for them again. But I still think maybe probably if Chelsea fan calling for Frank Lampard head is just to what did they expect? Now I think they can feel how Arsenal fan are feeling now when we are not winning games. But
Cause like
uh,
Mozzie,
Yeah,
cause you
because
see with
the thing is like under Roman, I think Lampard has a like lowest point in the group tally like till now this season. Like Sarri, Conte, like Jose and many other managers, they didn't have they were in 26 points position. Only like yeah,
mm,
only Jose is that 2015-16 was the lowest. Then
mm,
now second is Lampard. So I can't say that's why I don't rate Lampard to be honest. And like he
okay,
doesn't
so
trust in youth, and he's playing players out of the position. So I don't trust him.
yeah,
I don't particularly rate him to be honest.
yeah. 'Cause since Werner's come into the team, I haven't like has he played in the right position? Um,
Yeah, and Havertz is playing as a right midfielder, like almost like right winger since Ziyech is injured, and he is like a little out of his depth. Like he's not like putting up players in proper position and not giving talents like Hudson Odoi. Like many talents are there in that Chelsea squad, in my opinion. And that's what like and they haven't beat a top 10 team this season except that West Ham one. So that's why that's why I don't rate this Lampard that highly.
but
You don't rate
I'm
you
sure
don't
they will
rate
still be
Fat
fighting for the
Frank.
top four anyway. So
So yes, he got top four. Like and I can give credit to that. And getting then and but at the end of the day, it was like many of the youngsters got the chance and like they proved it, and they got the chance and they got the points. So like you can last year like Tammy Abraham, he was like on good scoring run. Then and at least Billion was at least decent for them. And there was Pedro and there was like yeah some of at least good bowlers in there that team.
yeah, but when Chelsea, with the amount of money Chelsea spent, when all the players they brought in before the season start, I was saying that mate, Chelsea will be flying this season. That's what.
Same,
yeah,
Even
same,
though
same.
same here.
I'm
That's what I'm saying. Like,
expecting
if
to
they
see
get a
them
good manager,
at the
in
top
my
of the
opinion, if they get a manager like an attacking, experienced coach, like I think Pochettino would be perfect fit for that team
Bro,
because many of the players are real bowlers, and like and if it was Pochettino, I think they would have definitely in be in first or second position.
Mm.
Mm, but at least Chelsea, if
Yeah.
with the amount of money they spend, if the lowest I'm expecting them when the season start, I'm still saying like
Mm,
okay, Liverpool and Manchester United and Manchester City they're stronger, but I'm
mm.
expecting Chelsea at least to still fight with Manchester City for that second place.
you know,
So,
you
but
know,
Yeah.
you know, you know.
And if Chelsea doesn't like reach top for this season, I'm sure like he will get sacked because the amount of the money
He
spent.
be sacked before that.
I
He
don't
gets
think
sacked
it will
before that.
get sacked now. But if I'm thinking
What's it? They're sacking him.
if
Yeah, they will
not
sack him because like
Sorry,
in
I
Sarri,
can't
like
hear.
when Sarri he reached top four and he won the Europa League and still got the sack. Then Antonio Conte like in the same situation and they got the sack. So
I
like I
reckon
don't know like
I
Bro,
reckon
Rafa Benitez got sacked
I reckon
after winning the Europa
they
League.
will probably give him to the end of the season before they
yeah till
get
the
No,
end.
no,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
yeah
no, they
till the
won't.
end
They
of the
won't.
season. Yeah.
You know,
They won't.
my concern with Chelsea is, are they planning on building something long term? Because
Chelsea don't, I will cut you off there quickly. Chelsea don't build. Chelsea Chelsea I like them. They are very ruthless with their manager.
Yeah.
If you're not bringing
Guys,
results in, please go. If you're not
guys,
bringing,
guys.
look at the number of trophy Chelsea has won. They won
Mm,
it after sacking manager after sacking manager. They are so ruthless. They are in the result business. Chelsea.
yeah.
They don't say, oh yeah, because this manager. Look at Jose Mourinho that won them 3 titles. He went there a second time. He fell out. He lost the dressing room. They get rid of him one time. We don't need a negative manager here. We want to be positive. That's the way Chelsea deal. You understand,
Yeah,
man?
like,
Yeah.
if Lampard doesn't get a trophy like maybe UCL or like any trophy, FA Cup or FA Cup, like if he doesn't get any trophy and if he doesn't reach top four, then definitely I can see by the end of the season he gets a sack.
But he doesn't win any trophy last season. But they expect him to
Yeah,
win a trophy this
because
season.
like he
I
reached top
remember
four,
hearing the
because he
story.
reached top four with that score without spending anything.
So, guys, do you want to say that the problem at Chelsea is entirely the manager? The players are okay. I mean,
It's
it's the manager that's failed to, organize this talent into a group,
it's
a match-winning, army.
because it's the listen. If you were to ask me last season, would I take Lampard? I would say, yeah, because what he did with that young squad, he turned them into like a top four. Even though like that's kind of like the worst top four run, like the worst top four season in like Premier League history, because a lot of the teams that got into the top four, they didn't have a lot of hope. Like they didn't have like a whole lot of points. But you see Frank Lampard. To me, I just look at him as like he's a freestyle manager. He's no different than Ali. He's a freestyle manager. Like, just look at the way they play. Look at the way they play, bro. You have all those plays, and you need to tell me you can't find a proper way to play. All they do is ping the ball out to the wings and then cross it, inshallah. That's what it is.
Cross and
Cross it,
hope.
inshallah. Yeah, and God willing, maybe it can go on the goal. That's what it looks like. You need to tell me you can't find a system. He has all the plays in the world. He's been backed. If you talk about Ali, if you talk about Arteta, he's the manager that has been backed out of those two. Like, listen, it is a bit harsh to sack him like today, but one thing you have to understand is that Chelsea, they don't take any passengers. They want to win. Like Roman Abramovich here. One thing I know about Roman Abramovich and like these kind of like Russians, they love success. They like to be successful. He did not go out and if Roman Abramovich said, "Oh yeah, let's make it like Arsenal, let's make it like a 5-year process," he would have never approved Chelsea go and spend that money. He don't want it to be a process. He wants to win.
Chelsea doesn't work on process. There's nothing like process at
Bro,
Chelsea.
go tell if Lampard goes up to Roman Abramovich and says, "You know what? Look at what Mikel Arteta do. They gave him time. Give me 5 years. I need 4 more transfer windows."
Come on.
Roman Abramovich should probably throw something at him. He'd be like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah, that's right.
He'd be like, "Bro, listen. What I'm trying to say is that you don't go out and spend 200 million and say it's a process. No. It don't work like that. You go out there and you spend 200 million and say, you know what, I want to win now. And I was hearing stories even last season saying that Abramovich wasn't even happy over the FA Cup loss. He was like, oh yeah, we should have beat Chelsea. He wasn't even happy. So he's already on a thin line, Frank Lampard. And you see my avatar? You see my avatar? Fat Frank.
Hey, that's what I was
Fat
laughing at.
Frank.
But
Listen,
I think that FA Cup loss, I think
Crossing
like
it
many of the
around.
players got hurt. I think the FA Cup loss made some of the players maybe some trust in Lampard, like lost trust in Lampard. So
Nah,
that's
but
what I'm saying about that.
but they also added though. They also got players in after that. But what I was gonna say as well is that if you look at Chelsea's business, look at the players that were not look at, for example, Morata, the guy, they managed to sell him for 50 million to Atletico. Like their recruitment and like in terms of like business wise of moving players on that are not doing it is spot on. Like if you're not performing, you're not finished article at Chelsea.
Yeah, they won't give the time. They will just give 1.5 season, and if he shit, and they will just bin him.
Nah,
Bro, listen, they have like literally the whole population of London out on loan right now, bro. And then they're gonna sell them next season. They're probably gonna make about 15 million off.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
but
what they do.
what I want to say is, De Niro, I understand what you are saying, but in the whole 20 teams in the Premier League, the team that doesn't know how to negotiate in the Premier League is Arsenal. They are so rubbish in negotiating. I don't know. Look at us. We're finding it difficult to.
No, even United too. United they spend 80 million on Maguire and what.
Wait, what were you saying, Ozzy?
What did you say?
No, I'm saying like about you.
Yeah. No, you was just finishing. I didn't.
No, I'm just saying that like
Yeah.
Arsenal doesn't know how to negotiate. They can't.
Yeah.
You know, if they buy a player, they can't sell it for more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
you're
you,
right, man.
you know,
Listen,
I'm telling you now, if Iwobi is at maybe probably at Liverpool or Chelsea or any of the other big clubs, they will get more than 30 million for this guy.
Yeah, that's true.
But we Arsenal, they just kind of buy expensive, they sell cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
but Chelsea's negotiation team is so good. They can sell a bag of crisps for about 200 million, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They can sell a
Probably,
bag of
bro.
crisps for about 200
No,
million, bro.
guys, in the last 5 minutes, I want us to talk about that corona threat again, back again. A couple
Oh
of games
God.
missed on this match day. There are rumors that actually the league is going to be halted, just like it was halted last year. Who lives in the UK here? I mean, I think they could give us first-hand information.
Me.
well, I live in the UK.
Dinner, you live in the UK.
I live in the UK, bro. Tier
Mose,
4.
you live in the UK.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
What's the situation? What's the real situation among the citizens before we go to football? Is there a big threat? Do we have another wave of corona back again?
Well, it's just like they kind of they form like this thing that they call tier 1, 2, 3, 4, I think.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how big the virus is in that city. So they kind of probably like maybe probably like Liverpool now. I think they're probably in tier 2 or tier 1 because Liverpool and Everton are the only team that they allow fans in the stadium right at the moment. So because I live in Bristol, so we're in tier 3 at the moment in Bristol, so which you not allow fans in the stadium. So it just depends on the tier you are in. Then and again, it depends on how well. But if it comes to like the football to be stopped, the health of the player is very important. Anyway, this is the game that we love. We don't want it to stop, but the health comes first anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
Yeah,
listen,
that's
they
So
got
true.
more tiers. Listen, they
yeah,
got more tiers. They got like tier 3, tier 4. They got more tiers than Arsenal have wins this season, man.
you guys great.
It's
But
crazy,
you see,
man.
if football is halted, I don't know what it means because last season when football was halted, United were lucky they came back on form. We were not lucky. We came back and we were we were a little bit crap, but we walked away with an FA Cup. Guys, do you see football? Are there chances that football is going to be halted?
Yeah,
No,
but
do you know what? Do you know what I think?
Yeah.
I think because when we was in lockdown, what they said was they were like they're looking to bring football back to entertain the fans, and I think there was a case where they made that that obviously they will make sure that will check, they will have tests more than ever, and the Premier League will be the cleanest and cleansed and everything. So they had a conversation about that. I don't think they're gonna stop it, but obviously, if them cases building up with the football players, not necessarily with the public, but with the football players, then that's when they'll be like, okay, yo, we need to kind of stop this thing. But I still think they will continue because they want to entertain the public, because obviously lockdown, everyone goes crazy.
yeah, because the next round of tests in the Premier League now right now, with the both players and staff, they kind of discover another 18 people are positive. So that's one of the reasons why Fulham and Tottenham game tonight was postponed.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, I don't want football to stop, but first of all, they need to look at the safety of everyone. But what I want to say is they should just carry on playing behind closed door. They should just, just kind of.
You see, one of the things that really made me uncomfortable was, you're playing a domestic league under closed doors, but then the players are traveling and they are playing international friendlies.
International friendlies,
Again,
yeah.
that didn't make any sense for me, guys. It just didn't make any sense.
I just
Yeah,
they should have cancelled all the friendlies then. But
Do you know what? Do you know what it was as well? Yeah. What
Yeah.
they
It's all
realized,
about money, bro.
like,
It's all about money.
the Premier
Mm.
League brings a lot of money to in terms of like taxes and so on. So once they stopped the Premier League, they realized, oh crap, this is giving us a bigger dent than we expected. So they're gonna try. I think the Premier League as well. They're gonna take a hit as well, because I think there was a point where the TV stations that they had had deals with were like, yo, we need our money back. But obviously, certain teams have already spent the money or planned to spend money on, keeping the teams rolling. So it's gonna come down to money. So it's gonna be interesting of how.
Yeah. And again, one thing you need to understand is they postponed Euro anyway already. So if they stopped it, it might probably affect it. They will have to push it. And in 2022, we're expecting World Cup in Qatar as well. So you don't want all of that to kind of everything to cramp up.
Even before that, think about clubs that have been just recovering economically. They are, most clubs have been just recovering economically. No stadium funds, no, some clubs really lost a lot of money in TV revenue last season.
Yeah.
If you bring back the same economic constraints on them, I think some clubs might not survive.
Yeah, I think that maybe probably teams in the Premier League will just barely survive, but the small teams, like maybe a lot of teams in League One, League Two, will probably they will struggle. So yeah, that's I think that
Tottenham. You think Tottenham will struggle?
well, like the Premier League team, I don't think they will.
No, like last time in lockdown, like I think Sheffield United had the more struggle because like the thing is like before lockdown, like I think they were on the fire, like they were in 5th or 7th, I think, and like after the lockdown they finished 10th. Now they are in this second season syndrome. So like some of the teams like have some problems with that, like after that lockdown.
Yeah, I understand.
And again, one thing I want to say quickly, Koze, like when there was the first lockdown, then when the football comes back, they're actually debating whether no team should get relegated, but the other three teams should come up. Then the following season, then maybe probably 5 teams should get relegated. They're kind of debating it and all that, but before they kind of conclude that no, we're going to finish the season and see which team goes down.
Remember that.
Imagine if the last 5 teams get relegated. Bro, what done? We're going down. We're going down, bro.
I bet really, you're so funny, man.
I mean, he has a point, but it's so funny. It's so funny. But you see, I'm looking at clubs like Brighton. They were in the league last season. They faced and persevered through all these problems, financial problems. Fans are not backing the pitches. They're not selling too much of merchandise, and then they lost TV revenue, obviously. Then same thing happens, because even last year or this year, we have not yet entered 2021. Sorry for that. But even on the first halt, that's how it started. One game is cancelled, another is cancelled. Then football is suspended for 1 week, 3 weeks, 1 month, and then before we know it, it's suspended. It's suspended for the notice.
But the first manager that had the COVID in the Premier League, I think, is Mikel Arteta. So,
bro, he probably used that as an excuse. He probably used that as an excuse.
That's right. And from there, they just realized that we need to stop the game.
He's gonna be like, I didn't have time to adapt. Whatever, bro.
So, but a lot of people still use that as an excuse that because he had a lockdown, he hasn't got time to work with the players and he hasn't. I don't take that as an excuse, man. But
like look at David Moyes, like he used to do with the Zoom call.
Anyway,
Bro,
guys,
yeah,
for the last game,
David Moyes had coronavirus, and they were still
yeah.
ahead of us in the table.
Yeah, that's right.
Coaching the team. He was coaching the team from the hospital back, and he's
Yeah.
man, man was
Man, that David Moyes run, like when he got COVID and when he did the Zoom call, that West Ham team, my God, like they defeated Wolves 4-0. Like it was like different vibes in my opinion. That West Ham. Then since he came again, they start to lose.
Yeah.
For the
But
love of the game, football shouldn't be halted.
one thing I just want people to keep eye on this season is at the end of last season, this guy we finished 8th last season with this manager in place, right? I just want, if we finish anything 8 or below, there's no progress. You understand what I mean? I want people to keep eye on that, because every time you go and watch the pundit, you go and watch anybody that talk about Arteta, say, "Oh yeah, he won 2 trophy, he won 2." They talk, "Oh, he won 2 trophy."
The Community Shield is not a trophy.
Listen,
It's
the
a play.
trophy this guy won. Let's stop talking about it. He's won the trophy. I give him credit for that. But this guy took over when we are in the 6th place. When Unai Emery left, and we finished below what, below the expectation. Anything below maybe probably 5th this season, there's no improvement. You just have
we should get top 6. We should get top 6.
So a
Guys,
question
you
for
wouldn't
you
know.
guys though. Question for the team
And
for the
before you talk
panel.
about progress, you should know that our best player, Bukayo Saka, is highly doubtable for the next game.
Well, there goes our season. We're done out here.
Guys, thanks everybody for coming on. I really
Hey,
do
one last
appreciate.
thing, Cozy. One last thing.
Yeah, yes, bro.
Do you remember when Manchester United finished 7th? Worst ever finish in like years, 30 years. Yeah, when they finished 7th under David Moyes at his first season.
Yeah.
Who was his assistant coach?
Who was?
Steve Rounds. Who is our assistant coach?
Steve Round, yeah.
Bro, we're screwed, bro. We got losers all over the gaff, bro. We're gonna lose. Listen, we're done out here.
That is actually true, you know.
That's why we're playing. That's why we're playing fossil football. This dead football, bro.
It's like when we had it's like when we had Pat Rice as assistant coach at
exactly.
I don't know what that guy is really doing. I just don't
actually we should keep Mikel Arteta as assistant coach, and we should bring one new manager, and we should keep Arteta as an assistant coach. That's a perfect, in my opinion.
No, but my question.
If I'm right,
Bro,
Arsenal can take Saka as head coach, and then they keep Mikel Arteta as
But we should we should make Mikel Arteta the analyst coach with all those percentages, bro. We should make him the analyst coach, bro.
Guys, have a blessed night.
Big up.
Big up, guys. Big up, guys.